Xi Jinping's appearance at the upcoming military parade was quietly deleted from official Chinese media. Is this just an oversight or a critical warning sign? Why is Xi skipping the BRICS Summit in a break from his usual diplomatic routine? Today, let's dive into the unusual string of events and unpack what's really going on behind the scenes. Welcome back to Final War with Katherine Hu. Let's go back to 2015. 10 years ago, when the Chinese Communist Party held a massive military parade in Beijing, Xi Jinping stood proudly on the Tiananmen Gate Tower, rigid posture, sharp suit, raising his right hand as the troops saluted. He was the unshakable commander. The front page of every state-run paper sang his praises. In the CCP system, whoever reviews the troops from Tiananmen isn't just putting on a show, it's a battle of legitimacy. Then there's the BRICS Summit. In recent years, this became Xi's crown jewel in foreign diplomacy, China's top-tier stage to counter the G7 and sell its global South narrative. Whenever Xi showed up, cameras followed, and developing nations lined up to shake hands. That's how Beijing projected its vision of a shared destiny for humankind. But 2025 is different. This year, Xi, once the undisputed star of both stages, is shrouded in ambiguity. State media are vague about whether he's attending the parade. And the foreign ministry, dodging questions about his absence from BRICS. This isn't a scheduling conflict. It's a flashing red light for observers both inside the CCP and around the world. Let's break down the clues behind this unfolding mystery. If you want to understand the direction of power inside China, watch the parades. In the CCP system, military parades aren't really about showcasing military might. That's for outsiders. The real audience is the Chinese military, party officials, bureaucrats at every level, and global players watching for signs of who's in charge. Who stands on the tower? Who waves? Who gets named repeatedly in state media? That person is the regime's anchor. Let's rewind to 2015. That year marked the 70th anniversary of victory in the War of Resistance against Japan. Xi had been in power for just 3 years. He had just purged top rivals like Zhou Yongkang, Xu Kaiho, Lin Jihua, and Guo Boxiong. The military had gone through a brutal cleansing. It needed a message: I'm the boss now. So we got the 2015 mega parade. It was the first military parade specifically to commemorate victory in the anti-Japanese war. It was also the first time foreign troops were formally invited. It was heavily international, watched by global media, but most importantly, all of China's armed forces and party leadership were watching. And Xi took center stage, inspecting the troops, delivering the speech, handing out medals. His image dominated newspapers, TV broadcasts, military news boards. The symbolism was undeniable. That parade was his coronation. It was how Xi transitioned from party general secretary to unquestioned core leader. After that, no one dared speak of Hu Jintao's collective leadership. No one nostalgically quoted Jiang Zemin's 3 represents. The whole party and military saw a man building his own historical legitimacy. Now fast forward to 2025. On the surface, it looks like another grand parade, commemorating the 80th anniversary of victory in World War II. But a closer look reveals a very different tone and focus from 10 years ago. Something feels off. Yes, Xi's name still appears 4 times in the official press release, but there's an odd twist that's hard to ignore. On June 24th, China's State Council Information Office held a press conference to announce the parade. The setting was formal. Among the attendees were Hu Haiping, Vice Minister of the Publicity Department, and Wu Zikei, Deputy Director of the Joint Staff Department under the Central Military Commission. In theory, every word said at that briefing is supposed to be published exactly as spoken in state media. But here's the strange part. Wu Zik made a very specific statement. He said, General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, President of the People's Republic of China, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Xi Jinping, will inspect the troops. That's not a routine line. It's the symbolic confirmation that Xi is still Commander-in-Chief. In China's military system, whoever inspects the troops is the legitimate leader of the armed forces. Yet that exact sentence was scrubbed from both People's Daily and PLA Daily. The newspapers reported the time, location, lineup, and equipment, but somehow omitted the key phrase, Xi Jinping will inspect the troops. Was this a slip-up? Highly unlikely. Every word on the front page of People's Daily goes through 3 rounds of political vetting. A missing sentence isn't a typo. It's a deliberate choice. So, why remove it? The most straightforward explanation is this. Xi might not be inspecting the troops after all, and that's not a minor scheduling conflict. The parade's date and logistics have been set for months. If Xi were planning to appear, propaganda would have already gone full throttle. State media would be cranking out commentary, military orders would be flowing. But instead, nothing from Xinhua News Agency, no build-up on CCTV. Party media are quiet. Military press is vague. Only one person, General Wu, accidentally blurted out what was supposed to stay under wraps. This tells us one thing. The matter isn't settled. Or worse, it's too risky to confirm. And when party media can't confirm something this big, it's about political risk. There's also the broader context. Ever since the Rocket Force corruption scandal, Qin Gang's disappearance, and Li Shangfu's ouster, the CCP has entered a period of strategic silence. You no longer see Xi's name daily in giant bold letters. State media has become cautious, measured language, lower exposure, less flair. At the same press conference, Hu Haiping only mentioned that Xi would deliver a major speech. Then, People's Daily published the story. They all went with the safer version. Xi Jinping will deliver a speech. No mention of the inspection. In the CCP, every word carries weight. One extra character might leak secrets. One missing line might signal a power shift. That deleted sentence, Xi Jinping will inspect the troops, goes to the heart of a deeper question. Does the military still revolve around the man on the tower? They're not saying Xi won't be there, but they're also not letting him show up on paper. And remember, this isn't a university seminar. This is a Tiananmen military parade. The fact that even Xi's attendance can't be clearly confirmed and had to be deleted afterward tells you the core of power is no longer solid. Since 2013, Xi has spent a decade reshaping state media. His name became the nightly headline, the front page constant. But now, we're seeing cracks. In 2015, the parade crowned a new emperor. In 2025, it looks more like a royal ceremony where the king quietly skips town. The stage is still set. The music still plays, but the spotlight stands quietly empty. If the military parade is a show of force for domestic elites, the BRICS Summit is a signal to the world. It's how China plays its global leadership card, and Xi has always taken it seriously. Since BRICS became formalized in 2009, Xi never missed a summit. Not even during the worst COVID years, he always appeared via video, even if only for 2 minutes. His image, his name, his voice had to be there. Why? Because BRICS is not just any summit. It's the CCP's imagined alternative to the UN, a core lab for a de-dollarized, multipolar world. For both domestic bragging rights and foreign influence, BRICS is the stage. As the People's Daily puts it, there is no BRICS without China. So what happened in 2025? Though there's no official announcement, international media broke the story early, and even Brazil's presidential office confirmed Xi is skipping the summit. Premier Li Qiang will go instead. The South China Morning Post revealed that Beijing informed Brazil privately Xi won't attend. The official excuse? Scheduling conflict. They added that Xi and Lula had already met twice last year, and trust was strong. But let's be honest, that's weaker than calling in sick to skip work. The reality is, 1. BRICS isn't just about Lula. It's China's geopolitical lab. Attendance signals commitment to leading the bloc. 2. This is not a forum where Xi can afford to casually pass the torch. Modi's coming. Putin's dialing in. Leaders from South Africa, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia are attending. Only Xi, the soul of BRICS, is missing. 3rd, Xi has never skipped before. This isn't routine. It's a red flag. Even more ironic, Putin is skipping too, but that's because he's under an ICC arrest warrant. If he sets foot in Brazil, he risks being detained. Russia admits they can't go, but Xi? He's not under any warrant. His only obstacle is this: he himself cannot show up. From center stage at the 2015 parade to vanishing between the lines of a 2025 press release. From never missing a BRICS summit to quietly sending a proxy. For the first time, that familiar image of a hands-on, commanding, omnipresent Xi is missing from both national and international arenas. This isn't smart diplomacy. It looks more like a controlled retreat. A semi-house arrest mode where the political system quietly pulls him out of the power center, without announcement, without confirmation. Just fading out of frame. They won't announce your fall, but they'll make sure you fade. That's how the CCP stages the quiet exit of a leader who's lost his grip. From Mao Zedong to Hua Guofeng, from Hu Yaobang to Zhao Ziyang, that's how it always starts. So now you see the signs. Xi possibly skipping the military parade. Xi definitely skipping the BRICS Summit. Even People's Daily is now treating him with cautious distance. These aren't isolated incidents. They're signs of a system quietly rewriting its power map, rehearsing for what comes next. No one is calling it the end. Yet the ending has already begun. Get the real story behind the CCP's shifting power games and see where US-China relations are headed next. Support the vision of a new China without communism. Subscribe now and join us in bringing the truth to light.